Why on earth would a woman pay a man for sex? Well, male escorts do exist, and I was one of them. And being an escort actually revealed a lot of very interesting things to me about female psychology. My name is Stirling Cooper. I'm an award-winning adult film star, former high-class male companion, and I'm here to help you improve your sex life. In today's video, I'm going to give you 6 different insights into the female mind that I learned from my career as a straight, high-class male companion. First, let me start off by kind of explaining the 3 different types of clients that I used to get in that job. So, the first was the wealthy business lady, right? So a woman who works like a white-collar job and she earns over 100K a year. That was sort of client base number 1. Client base number 2 was actually couples, and it was couples who wanted what would be known as like a live cuckolding experience, right? Or the devil's threesome. Basically, a dude who wanted to see me fuck his wife in front of him, or a dude who wanted me to double team his wife with him. That was sort of client number 2. And client number 3 was actually, believe it or not, other female escorts. Girls who just wanted a night off. They were the fun ones. So the first insight into the female mind that this job as a male escort taught me was that archetypes and characters are very, very important to women's fantasies. And what I mean by that is every male escort in the industry was playing a part. He was playing a character. He was dressing like a certain fantasy. So what were some of those fantasies? Okay, maybe it was the guy, maybe it was the James Bond kind of guy. Dresses in nice suits, looks kind of dangerous and exciting. Maybe it's the younger, buff jock guy, right? Maybe it's the bodybuilder with like the perfect physique. Maybe it's the kind of more dangerous, leather-clad BDSM kind of guy. Or maybe there was like the rock star kind of guy. Or maybe there was the hippie guru nature kind of guy, right? All of these are different archetypes of different male archetypes that tap into female fantasies, and that was a really big insight, learning that, understanding that female fantasies are really about the character of the man, or the character that the man is playing and portraying to her. So if you wanted to take that idea and apply it in your dating life, then dress like a female fantasy. Don't dress like the average nice guy, basically. Insight number 2 is making a woman feel like she's the only woman in the world is super powerful. Giving her your undivided attention when you're on a romantic date is how you make her feel special, especially an older woman, especially a woman who might not be super, super attractive. That's how you make that woman genuinely feel loved, attractive, special, sexy, right? Is by giving her your undivided attention. Not looking at your fucking phone at all, not looking around the room, not looking at the waitress, none of that shit. Looking at her and paying attention to her all the goddamn time. Not in a creepy, needy, weird way, obviously, but giving her your undivided attention made, like I found, this made my clients feel so special and made them feel genuinely wanted and genuinely sexy. This is how you make a woman who is maybe a little bit insecure about her looks, this is how you make her feel like the most beautiful woman in the world for that night. Just being the guy who asks her questions about herself, who asks her questions about how she became the woman she is today. These are the questions she's wanted guys to ask her for forever, but no guy ever has. Being genuinely curious about her will make her feel special. So special. Very powerful. Insight number 3 is that being a man who is passionate about something, passionate about anything, is extremely attractive to women. I would play to my strengths. I would talk about travel because I'm quite a well-traveled guy. And I'm passionate about travel. I would talk about nutrition because I'm really into nutrition and you know, learning the ins and outs of the body. And I would teach them things when I was taking them on, you know, romantic dinner dates and things. But they came from my passion, and my passion was very, very obvious, and it came through in the way I talked about these different topics. And that is something I always heard feedback on from my clients, was that you're so passionate, it's so attractive. And I would always see, you know, these subtle body language cues, like her eyes light up, or she plays with her hair, flicks her hair, whatever. These really attractive body language cues, these body language cues that tell me she's attracted and that tell me she is into me right now and she's enjoying this interaction. I'd start seeing these all the time whenever I started opening up and talking really passionately about a subject that I was interested in. So for me personally, that was always travel, nutrition. I could just really get into these and that would just light up a woman's face. She'd love it. Now, insight number 4 ties into the question I posed at the very beginning of this video. Why would a woman pay a man for sex? Well, here's the answer. Women want the best of both worlds. They want everything. They want to optimize hypergamy, right? They want the alpha fucks and the beta bucks in the same guy. Now, this is very, very hard for a young, beautiful, attractive woman to find. It's even harder for an older woman to find. And take a guess at the age range of my typical clients. They were typically older, middle-aged women. The man that dresses well, that speaks well, the man that can hold himself in different social situations, the man that understands money and can dress around other high net worth individuals, who can carry himself in very formal social situations. The guy who's also a bit of a social chameleon, who can talk to people, who can talk to anyone. The guy who can also dick her down like a barbarian and be very, very passionate with her in the bedroom. The man who romances her and makes her feel special. It was my job to be the fantasy that is a guy who can do all of those things and be all of those things at once. That is fundamentally the fantasy that I was delivering to them as a male escort. Insight number 5 is that wealthy women are actually very, very lonely. And it's this cruel sort of twist of fate. It's this cruel thing that where feminism has kind of screwed over a lot of women and empowering them to be a boss babe and pursue their career and whatnot. The more money a woman makes, the less likely she is to find a guy that she finds compatible with her, because women don't date down, they date up, right? So when a woman starts making 6 figures a year plus, well, the pool of men she considers eligible significantly diminishes. But because she's older and she's a career woman, the men that she wants don't want her. They want the younger, more attractive women who aren't invested in their career, right? So wealthy women, like I said, tend to be very, very lonely. And I had one millionaire client. She used to fly me out on ski trips and things like that. And she was the one who really highlighted this for me. She confessed to me, you know, she actually had a husband, oddly enough, back in China. And then she lived in Sydney. And she told me one day, we were on this hike in this mountain in New Zealand. And she was like, I can't, because she was super, super wealthy, like multi-millionaire. She couldn't trust anybody. I was like, damn, she's right. Because everybody wanted something from her. Everybody wanted money from her. All of her family wanted money from her. Every man she interacted with or flirted with just saw her as a potential like payout, because she was, you know, she was an older woman. It's not like they probably weren't going after her for her looks and stuff, right? She kind of knew that, so she put her guard up, right? So it made her extremely lonely. She couldn't relate, she couldn't connect with people on a very genuine level because she was so high net worth. And that's where I came in. She was obviously paying me for my time. She knew what the arrangement was, but at least she could be who she was with me. She could be real with me. She could be honest with me. She could be herself around me, and there'd be no judgment. I'm there. I'm gonna keep her company the whole time. And yeah, it was kind of a sad but a very, very eye-opening insight for me to see just how lonely it can be for a very high net worth woman. Insight number 6 is that my clients wanted to feel sexy by getting me off. If I didn't come with a client, she would insist that I came because it appeases the female ego to be sexy enough to get a man off, to be that sexual thing for him, that sexual muse, right? That sexual object for him that actually appeases the female ego. And that was a really, really eye-opening thing for me. I thought, well, my initial thoughts going into it as when I first started in my career was, oh, they're not gonna care if I come. Like, this is about them and about their pleasure. They want me to be selfless and, you know, just get them off and not care about having to get me off. I was completely wrong. Yeah, I focused on them and made sure they had a great time and they orgasmed, etc., etc. But they always insisted that I came as well, because if I didn't come, then she didn't feel sexy. Now, I also learned a thing or two about the female body throughout my extensive career, and that is why women want you to know the things I teach.